Welcome back. Well, joining us now is Chris McKeever with the 6th Cavalry Museum. Good morning.
Good morning.
So tell us about the museum.
The museum traces the history of the active Army post that was Fort Oglethorpe long before there was a city, from 1902 through 1947.
Wow. So that's something like a lot of people probably didn't know necessarily.
When you drive out, if you've ever been in the military, you're like, wait a minute, this looks like military housing or officers' quarters. But yes, the general public has forgotten the rich military history of Fort Oglethorpe.
Oh, well, you guys are here to remind them, right?
That's right. We are here to remind them.
Well, 6888 is making its Chattanooga premiere next week. Are you guys excited?
We are very excited. We want to thank the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga and also Brewer Media because they are the reason that the film has been brought.
Wow. So can you tell us about the film a little bit?
The Fort Oglethorpe had the largest 3rd Army Women's Training Center for World War II.
Wow.
And the African American WACs, Women's Army Corps members, they amounted to 10% of the women that were accepted into the program.
Wow.
And so it was finally decided that a troop would be sent over to Europe during World War II. So the only African American Women's Army Corps members to make their way over to Europe for World War II was the 6888 Central Postal Directory Battalion.
Wow.
That's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful. Wow, that's amazing. Kind of talk about what it means to kind of showcase this history because we don't always hear these stories.
Right. We are so excited. Lincoln Penny has done a film, and the exciting part for next Thursday when we show the film at UTC is the fact that the executive director Jim Theris and retired Army Colonel Edna Cummings will be with us.
Wow.
And following the film, there will be a question and answer where they'll talk about how important it was. But imagine that you're a soldier in World War II and you have not received any mail from home in over 2 years.
Wow.
The 6888 was sent over to Europe to get 17 million pieces of mail sorted and delivered to the troops.
Wow.
That is a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
And these women, the Army at the time was segregated, and women being in the Army was just barely acceptable. There was a lot of sexism, a lot of racism against the women, and they knew that this was their chance to go overseas, to get the job done, and to prove to the world that we, the 6888, accomplished what we set out to do, and we got that mail delivered.
That is amazing. And you know, that's something I feel like a lot of people, a lot of civilians don't think of either. Something as simple as separating mail. You know, you always think you're going to be out in the wilderness or, you know, out doing something, and those jobs are important, but even just something as simple as making sure people are getting mail from their families, that's the morale that keeps them going. In a situation where you're at war, you might have seen a lot and experienced a lot.
Right. And these, and the ladies, the tag, their logo was no mail, low morale. And they took it on, that was their patriotic duty to go to Europe. And books have been written by the commanding officer and a few of the other ladies, and it's just fascinating. Their experience. And this movie, it's a documentary, it runs for about 50 minutes, and it is totally, you just sit there and you're like, oh my goodness, how did these things happen?
Right.
And it's just, it is just, it makes you proud to be from Fort Oglethorpe. And happy to be a woman to see their accomplishments.
Absolutely. So how can people see the film?
The film is being shown free at the University Center on Thursday, February the 13th. It starts at 3 o'clock. Following the premiere, not only will the executive producers of the film be there, but Brian Autry, who is an interpretive ranger with a battlefield, because the compound that the women lived in was actually out in the Chickamauga National Battlefield.
Wow.
And so he's going to be there to talk a little bit about that. And Beverly Foster, who is the president of the African American Historical Association for Walker County, she's going to be with us as well.
Awesome.
It's going to be a great time. It's Black History Month. Let's celebrate those women. And 855 of those ladies went over. They went to England and then they went to France. What they thought would take a year to get done, they accomplished in 6 months' time.
Wow.
It is just unbelievable, their story.
That is crazy.
And you get to come and see it for free on February 13th.
Absolutely. So I'm doing the math in my head, like 17 million pieces of mail, 850.
They ran 3 shifts. They worked round the clock, and they went through 65,000 pieces of mail each shift.
Wow.
Now, remember, you're a soldier, you're being shot at by the Germans, you're fighting a world war.
Right.
You're not exactly keeping up with, oh, I need to fill out this change of address form.
Right.
So you're getting mail that says Cousin Jim or Bobby Smith.
Right.
And these ladies are like, oh, golly gee, there's 7,500 Robert Smiths in the Army at the time. They did a lot of backtracking, but they got that mail delivered.
That is so amazing.
Yep.
So the upcoming event?
Is February the 13th. It's at the University Center at UTC. And once again, Brewer Media and the college made this all possible, and we just want to thank them. We have seating for 300, so we want to fill every seat.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you being here with
you.
us, Chris, and thank you for sharing that story, and hopefully people will come out. Sounds like 800 spaces, plenty of room for everybody who's
Yes, there
interested.
is.
The information